Hi guys, Erica here. Welcome to my Dashboard Diaries series, my little mini TED Talk. When I started this channel, I wanted it to be not just about peptides and weight loss and all that good stuff. I know that's what really gets a lot of views, but I also wanted it to be a place that anybody, but specifically women over the age of 50 could kind of tap into and share thoughts and kind of just have some positive, uplifting stuff, because I changed my life from 50 to 55 in ways that are unimaginable. I was struggling with addiction, depression. I came out of a 20-year marriage with a divorce. I was devastated by it. A lot of the stuff that a lot of people face, right? When we hit our 50s, I think it's pretty normal for people in general to start questioning, what is my life about? What have I accomplished? And we start to internalize that, and it becomes a voice in our head. And then we start to feel like, maybe something's wrong, or maybe things are missing, or maybe our relationships with our kids or our family members aren't what we have wanted them to be, or our career, our life didn't go the way we wanted. And we start to beat up on ourselves, and, we fall into depression. And I'm seeing this again and again with people at my age and younger and older, all over the place. So I do not believe for 1 second that there is a point in our life where we can't change things. I see people that are 70 years old that are beginning to lift weights. I think that the only set point is right here in our minds. And I wanted to offer encouragement, because I have seen some shit in my life. Let me tell you, I have seen wonderful things. I've had amazing experiences. I have a beautiful family, but I have struggled with the darkest depression, the deepest depression, and horrible addiction. And I found my way out. Not only that, I lost over 50 pounds. I'm 55 years old. I decided to change my fucking life because I got tired of feeling sorry for myself. I got tired of living in a state of depression, and I got tired of living with my glass half full. And so I'm hopefully here to help you just see things, shift the perspective a little bit. So what I kind of wanted to share today, I was thinking about, which is, purpose, right? Purpose is really the thing that drives a life. People that suffer from depression, addiction, a lot of different problems, whether it be, an addiction with food or drugs, alcohol, sex, whatever it is, you will find a common denominator that they're suffering from a lack of purpose in their life. And finding purpose, we think is really hard, right? Like, oh my God, what could my purpose possibly be? I have found it to be incredibly simple. After I went through, and during me going through this horrible dark time in my life, I started to make some shifts, and I quit glossing over the pain and burying the pain, and I decided to walk through it. That was number one. Whatever you're facing, you've got to walk the fuck through it. You cannot gloss it over. You've got to deal with it. The other thing that I realized is that a lot of my unhappiness was because I literally was focused on myself all the time. And we live in a society that welcomes that, right? But all the time I was thinking about me. Poor me, I had this divorce, my husband cheated on me after 20 years, this wasn't supposed to happen, wah, 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 I was having a pity party, and not that I didn't deserve to, feel a little sorry for myself. I mean, a little bit, but I was really wallowing in it. And all of my time and all of my energy was spent about everything that was lacking in my life, everything that was missing, everything that went wrong. And I was sad and I was depressed. So I started to look for answers inside, and I realized pretty quick that in 100 years from now, no one is going to ever remember that I lived. None of us, right? We're going to be lucky if we're some dusty photo in an attic in somebody's photo album, unless we somehow make the history books. That is all of our fate. And that isn't depressing. That's just a fact. That is what is going to happen. So it kind of makes life and the life that we live all that more important. How do we live our best life? And, having beautiful clothes and money and traveling and all these great experiences, those things are great, being successful, but it is not what is going to make us happy. Some of the most miserable people that I know are some of the most successful people that I know, because they are lacking a true sense of purpose in their life. What do I mean by that? So when we are focusing on material things all the time, like, oh, I have to have this car and, these clothes, I got to, do this, keep up with so-and-so, be a certain weight, whatever it is, we begin to live in this external world, and really our happiness comes from our internal world. And as human beings, we're all connected by a force that is within each of us, and we all want the same things, and we all want love, and we all want to be happy. And we live in a world that it's pretty hard to find those things. Connection is hard now. Meeting somebody, if you are single, is hard now. People can be difficult to make friendships with, form friendships with. So I have figured out that pretty quick that when I was living in my head, thinking about myself all the time, I was miserable because all I was doing was living in my problems, living in myself, thinking about myself all the time. So how I started to shift the perspective was I started doing things for other people. And it was literally that simple. And when I realized that shifting the perspective from myself and trying to be of service every day, in small ways, big ways, to the people that I come across, to, just being kind, to, opening the door for people, to doing something for my friend that's struggling, cooking a meal, or doing something for my kids, whatever it is, when I'm out of my head and I'm thinking about other people, wow, did that change how I felt about myself and how I felt. I felt all of a sudden that I had purpose. Wow, it was magical. So I think what I'm trying to say to you guys today is if you are in a place where you feel like your life is not what you want it to be, your relationships aren't what you want them to be, you're unhappy, maybe you're focusing on unhappiness, you might even be struggling with depression. I get it. I've been there and I've done that. One of the biggest shifts you can make is get outside of yourself, get spiritually connected. Don't be afraid to walk through the pain. Walk through that shit. Do not bury it under the carpet. What is the core emotion that's going on with you? I'm angry. Why am I angry? Because, it stems from fear. What am I afraid of? Walk through it and then, look at it and then process it and move on. And then start thinking about other people. Every time you find yourself going into your thought process about yourself, there is always something you can do. You can be nice to that poor homeless dog on the corner by bringing it some water, whatever. Find something that you can do that makes the world a little bit better place and start thinking about other people. And I promise you, your life will begin to shift. Every day when I get up now, and I'm selfish. Don't get me wrong. I want my time. I want to be able to do the things for myself. I have a lot of selfish things about me just because I want to take care of myself. But I am always thinking in my head, how can I be of service to other people? How can I be of service, most importantly, to my children, the other people in my life? How can I bring something good into a situation that might be bad? How can I change the outcome? How can I shift my thinking? And if you start thinking that way and putting other people, not necessarily first, because you do have to put yourself first, but I'm talking about just doing things for other people randomly for no reason other than you are just trying to be of service. I promise you are going to start to feel differently. And that is a great way to make the world a better place, one kind act at a time, and make yourself feel better. So that is my thought for the day, you guys. I hope whatever you're doing, you're having a beautiful one.